move which has sparked widespread condemnation in France. The President Emmanuel Macron is mulling conferring the First Lady status to his wife Brigitte Macron. With this, Brigitte, in her official role of First Lady, will have access to public funds, her own office and staff. Macron, during his presidential campaign, had been very vocal about ridding the French administration of nepotism. But with this move, he has been condemned of being hypocritical. An online petition has been initiated against the move, which has gained immediate traction with over 200,000 people having signed it. The petition states, and I quote, "Brigitte Macron currently has a team of 2 or 3 aides as well as 2 secretaries and 2 security agents. That's enough. It is up to the people of France and no one else to choose their representatives." End quote. The proposal to confer the First Lady status comes at a time when Macron is planning to bring in a law which bans French parliamentarians from appointing their relatives in government service. If this law is passed, anyone found in violation of it could be fined or even imprisoned. The official First Lady status controversy is also being viewed in the backdrop of the fake jobs scandal which has dominated French politics for some time now. The last French election campaign was marred by the fake jobs scandal, which had seriously dented the chances of the far-right candidate Marine Le Pen. Joining me live on the broadcast is our London bureau chief, Mandy Clark. Mandy, it seems that President Macron is hitting all the wrong notes right at the start of his presidency. What exactly is it that a number of these petitioners are taking offense to when it comes to the status of a First Lady?
Well, it is using those public funds. You know, the French are very fiercely protective of their democracy. Their history is unusual because they did have that French Revolution that knocked out the monarchy, and they really do feel that the French government is really in the hands of the French people. So any move to enhance someone who has not been voted in, like the First Lady, that's seen as very American. There is no official role in the past history of France of ever having a spouse have special treatment, and certainly in the United Kingdom, Theresa May's husband Philip doesn't have a special role. Neither does Angela Merkel's husband have a special role. So it's also a step change out of its neighbors outside of Europe, and really it's looking far more towards the American model. It would require a lot more money out of public funds, and it also, again, as you pointed out, goes against part of his electoral pledge was really cleaning up French politics, getting rid of that nepotism. One of the other candidates that he battled against was Fillon, and he was accused of hiring his wife, who actually did no work, and that was a big scandal. And ultimately, Fillon had to step down as a candidate. So it seems like a very bad move for Macron, considering the context. And before this scandal, he was already 20 points down from popularity from when he first started. He's still very early into his presidency, so it's not the right time to be making such large missteps with the French public.
Oh, absolutely. And the French public is very well known, Mandy, of making its point of view rather clear, not just in politics, but even at sports tournaments like Roland Garros at the French Open. If I can ask you, this petition's already gained 200,000 signatures in its infancy. Is it only expected, is that number only expected to grow in the days to come? And is, therefore, President Macron facing greater pressure, perhaps, to roll back some of that, or at least that statement asking for a First Lady status for his wife, Brigitte?
I think it's going to be quite interesting in the coming days. Yes, in all likelihood, those numbers will only increase. But it will be interesting how he reacts to it, and whether, if he does roll back, if he does listen to the French public, they might have more kindness towards him, more appreciation if he does start, if he recognizes that the public doesn't want Brigitte to have a role. They don't feel that it's necessary, and she was also not elected. That is the core message of the petition. What's interesting about the petition is that the person who started it made it very clear this is not a sexist attack against Brigitte, and he abhors any sexism that would be related to this petition. This is simply about fairness, about giving someone essentially a political role when they were never voted in to have one. So it's very much about the principles of democracy rather than an attack on the person itself. It'll be very interesting what Macron does, and if he does take a step back, I think that those who are signing the petition would appreciate that. But you know, Macron is an unusual politician. It's his first time in the political arena, so this might have just been a rookie mistake, or it might lead to other things. We'll have to see.
The wrong country to try out that rookie mistake on, clearly. Mandy, thanks very much for joining us on the broadcast and bringing us up to speed with the details on that story.